Things are progressing with Ibrahim Sangare, as you know it's serious when his representatives are out meeting the Greek father himself. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest transfer news. And finally, I start to feel like the water's coming to a boil. There's some links, there's some movement. Things are starting to happen. And as Monica says in Friends, it just got interesting. Coming up on today's video, we're going to be talking about Ibrahim Sangare, the move that seems to be progressing very nicely. We'll talk about a contract offered to a Zimmer frame and a Man United player that isn't Dean Henderson. And what's going on with the kit and the sponsors? We'll cover all of that in today's video. If you're enjoying the content, if you're excited about the transfer window coming to life, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV and make sure you go grab your tickets for the live podcast and barbecue at the Trent Nav on the 6th of August. Doors open from 3 p.m. It's only a £5 and we'll hopefully have signed all these players by then, and it will be a few days before the Premier League kicks off. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. And speaking of fun, let's start updating you guys on what's going on. Okay, so last night we broke the news to you that Ibrahim Sangare was on the crosshairs of Nottingham Forest and a bid had been made. But straight away, the Dutch papers came out and said no bid has been made, but yes, there is interest in him from Nottingham Forest. It's less than 24 hours later and things have progressed nicely. There is now talks that a £30 million bid is being placed by Nottingham Forest. Now Sangare actually has a 37 mil release clause, and that's in euros. So somewhere around, I reckon this could cost us between 25 and 30 mil, depending on how well we negotiate it. But does he want to come to Nottingham Forest is the question. But if you believe the reports, then the answer could be yes. Why? Because his representatives have flown out to Greece to meet none other than the Greek father himself, Marinakis. And you know, when that checkbook comes out in his palace at Greece, there's only going to be one winner and one answer. So am I getting excited by this? Absolutely. I can't stress to you guys enough how much I want him or Tyler Adams or Phillips, one of those three, into our team. We did a video a little earlier on talking about Cooper's plan and how a player like this will help Cooper progress forward into this coming season, what formations they'll play, etc. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out after this video. The link for it will be on the screen at the end. But the 25-year-old he's 25 years old, Ivory Coast, which does come with its problems because obviously the African Cup of Nations. So getting a Tyler Adams potentially annuls that problem. But I honestly think he's a better player. You can compare him with the likes of Casemiro and Partey in his style of football, and he's a younger version of them. He's only 25 years old. He doesn't even demand that high salary currently because he's only on 35k at PSV. Now, coming to the Premier League, it will obviously get a lot higher. I probably expect him to get in and around 70k, say. If you look at the likes of Antony when he came from Manchester United, I think he was on about 20k. He comes over and they've knocked him up to 200k. Now, we all know Manchester United are stupid when it comes to negotiating contracts, but I still do expect that as players come to the Premier League, they want that Premier League tax on their salaries as well. But he is worth every single penny. If I show you some kind of graphs here of how he compares to Casemiro, you can see the lines are very, very close and very, very similar. And that's what you're going to get in this player. Now, am I saying he's a Casemiro? No. Am I saying he's a Partey? No. But what I'm saying is he's already showing those traits. That's his style and that's the way he plays football. And I think he could develop into a beast like Partey, for example. So my excitement levels are pretty much getting through the roof. Now, is it because we've been starved of any interesting transfer news? Maybe. But with this guy, you all know he was on my shopping list. And that's why I'm so excited. So, to summarize, 30 million is the talks, if you believe the rumours, that Forest are looking to offer. 30 million will probably get this done. PSV don't have a higher ceiling to go to apart from the 37 million euros, which is what, about 32, 33 million pounds. So if Forest are coming in at that level, it's not going to be too much of an issue. And on top of that, Forest are doing the right things, or at least I feel at the moment they are, and getting this deal over the line very quickly. And that's what they need to do, because as I mentioned in yesterday's videos, there was a lot of clubs last summer that were interested in him. And if they see that there's this kind of movement, I also expect Sangare's agent to start talking to other clubs, etc., to see if there is an interest in him. And there could be. We're going to see the likes of Fabinho leaving Liverpool potentially to go to the Saudi League without Liverpool having a replacement six coming in. Maybe they could start to, think about that replacement, and it could be Sangare. So we need to be careful and we need to be quick on this deal. But if the story is true, that his representatives are in Greece and this is moving forward, then let's start getting excited. But until they're holding up the shirt, anything can happen in football, and it usually does. So let's not go overboard, but I do kind of feel like I have a little. But let's just be patient and see this one come through. But he is the perfect signing, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, another fresh link for Nottingham Forest. And is this Forest coming in to do a sweep on Everton? As Manchester United winger Antony Elanga has been linked to Nottingham Forest. The 21-year-old isn't really getting the game time under Ten Hag, and therefore has been made available to leave Old Trafford. However, is he really a decent player? He had his so-called breakthrough season where I think he was completely overhyped. I remember him scoring a goal against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. It was an absolute crappy dribbler. Goalkeeper should have saved it. But outside of that, what are his traits? Well, he's very fast. He's very strong. He's very raw. And yeah, he could develop into a good player. But I'm going to be honest here, and my Man United or anti-Man United biases are coming out, because I don't want to give him money for Henderson and for Elanga. And they're looking to get 15 to 20 mil for him. He is not worth that much. Whatever potential he does have, he still hasn't shown it on the pitch. Now with Everton coming in, and there are rumours that Everton have already offered in between 15 and 20 mil for him, I say go get him, Everton, and see what you can get out of him. Look, I might be wrong. He might develop into a great player, but I also don't really see how he fits in. If Cooper is going for this 5-2-1-2 formation that we discussed in the video earlier on today, then how do wingers actually fit in? And if it happens, though, potentially could it mean Cooper looking at a 4-back formation, maybe a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1? We don't know. All that kind of stuff is covered in the video. As I said earlier, make sure you check it out. This one doesn't excite me. If it was for about 10 mil, then okay, take the punt. But if it's going to be a double deal with Dean Henderson, it's too much money to supply Manchester United with. I would rather have Will.i.am, who I'll talk about in a second and give you the latest updates on. Even though he is like 600 years older than him, he comes from a free and he's just Prem ready. And I think he's got another season in him. Neither of which, to be honest, are on my shopping list. I'm not a fan massively of either. But if I had to pick between the two, it would be Will.i.am. And I really don't want to give Manchester United any more money. So for me, this one's a no. But what do you guys think? I know a lot of you are fans of him. I know a lot of you think there's a lot of potential in him. But he's still unproven. That's my point. Get your thoughts in down below. Okay, before we go on to the next transfer story, let's talk about the Nottingham Forest new kit. I know a lot of you are very keen and excited and interested in it. We broke to you and we leaked exclusively the actual kit itself when it came out, the away kit, the Argentina kit, the Greece kit, whatever people want to call it. And now there have been further leaks come out, and I'll chuck some images up here on the screen. And as we told you a week or so ago, there is definitely going to be sleeve sponsors for Nottingham Forest, but there's no signs of an actual sponsor on the kit currently, if these leaks and these pictures are true. Now, these pictures haven't come from our original source. Shout out to our source, you know who you are. So I don't know how true or not they are. Maybe these are being thrown as a curveball. On top of that, the kit itself was meant to be out today. They were going to release the home kit on the 13th and the away kit on the 14th. And that has been delayed until tomorrow. Is that because, as people are rumoring, there's a signing and they want to reveal the signing with a new kit on? I'm not buying that. I think the kit issues are coming down to sponsorship. And I think it's getting late in the day now. And I don't know for sure yet if Forest have secured a sponsor or not. I was led to believe that they would have a sponsor by the time the kit came out. And if these pictures are true, then that is clearly not the case. And I've got to say, if that's the case, and again, I'm speaking hypothetically now, it's a bit amateurish, in my opinion. Being a Premier League club and being unable to secure yourself a kit sponsor is not acceptable. There should be companies queuing round the building to get their name on the kit. And if Forest are being picky again like they were last season over price, where Boxed had offered them to continue the sponsorship, and Forest were holding out for 10 million for a kit sponsor rather than the few million that Box were paying. It just shows a little air of arrogance if that's the case. However, all of this is speculation. We will find out one way or another tomorrow about the sponsorship. But what I want to know is, what do you guys think of the actual kit? If you look on social media, there's been so many divisive opinions on it. People are saying, oh, if Macron was still the kit sponsor, the designs were more, in line with what Forest want. And I don't like what I'm seeing with this Adidas stuff. And then you've got the rest who are saying, oh, Adidas takes us back to the glory years. It's a throwback. It looks fantastic. For me, as far as I'm concerned, I like the kits. I think they will look good with the sponsor. I actually do like the Argentina kit. And I may just pick it up. But it does need a sponsor. And what I will not accept is if Forest go to charge again to get the sponsor pressed on after they said last season that it would be free. And then they use this admin fee thing for the sponsor press. And that to me was just not acceptable. It is amateurish to go and buy a kit from the shop and then have to go and press this kit sponsor instead of just needing to press a name and a number. Silly. Anyway, for me, I like the kits, but what I will say is, if you don't like them, maybe they will grow on you. I didn't like our away kit last season. I still ended up buying it. I can't bring myself to wear it. It just doesn't suit me. But if you don't like it, I guess don't get it. And if you do, knock yourselves out. But get your thoughts in down below. Okay, moving on to the update on Will.i.am from Fulham. Technically, though, he's not at Fulham. There has been a contract offered to him from Nottingham Forest. And Forest are confident that they've outdone Fulham in terms of the terms. Forest have offered him a 2-year deal and excess of 100k a week. And this may be enough to get him over the line. On top of that, there are rumours that at the end of the Forest contract, he will be offered a place at Olympiacos. Now, I don't know yet if it's that 2-year deal, 1 year Forest and 1 year Olympiacos, or it will be 2 years at Forest and 1 year at Olympiacos. But either way, Forest have put a tasty option for him on the table. Now, yesterday I was saying I still think Fulham are ahead. The reports are that this deal is still not close, but it is something that Will.i.am is considering. And I think he's got a year in him. I don't think any more than that. But one bad injury with his Zimmer frame, and it could spell curtains for it. My worry with this deal is that he turns into a Jesse Lingard. Because we saw what he was like at Arsenal, and he was shocking. In fact, he looked disinterested as well. It was almost like he was sent as an agent undercover from Chelsea to disrupt Arsenal. But then we see the Will.i.am from Chelsea move across to Fulham, and that was a cracking player last season. So this deal does have its risks, but it comes without a transfer fee. But don't forget, there are still signing on bonuses. Just because we've removed the transfer fee doesn't mean that the players don't become greedy. I'm not saying he's greedy, but speaking in generic terms here. And they will demand a higher signing on fee because they know the club is saving on the transfer fee. So it still will cost Forest a lot of money, just like Jesse Lingard did. Now, is it fair to tag an ex-player or a different player to this one? Of course it is. But I can't lie to you and say it's not ringing in the back of my mind. And as I mentioned earlier, between the two wingers of Elanga and will.i.am, I would rather take will.i.am. But I will say again, neither is a priority for me. Priority for me on my shopping list. And I still think Bamba should be the choice at left wing because he is free and he would be keen on a move to the Premier League. And I would love to see that deal done. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, I'm going to make this video a bit of a shit sandwich because we've spoken about Sangare, we've spoken about will.i.am, we've spoken about, really good, exciting transfers. I know a lot of you as well probably excited about Elanga. But there are fresh links again now for Forest signing Che Adams. Now, there's been no bid and no interest. There's just rumors at the moment. And I want to quash these right now before they turn into anything serious. This should not happen. Forest, if you're watching, stay away from him. He is shit. There's just no more that needs to be said about it. He is Maupay 2.0. Do I need to go any further? There is nothing that he can offer in this team that we don't already have that's better than him. Maybe his fitness is better than some players, but he's useless on the pitch. Southampton went down with him up front. He missed a sitter against Forest. We got our only away win while he was on the pitch. He is crap, and I want nothing to do with him. I'm telling you, I was right about Maupay, and I'm pretty sure I'd be right about Che Adams as well. Forest can get better options than him. And Southampton want 15 million for him. Are you serious? That nearly puts him to be as good as Chris Wood. Technically on par if you take out the loan fee. And that should tell you everything you need to know. But are you interested in Che Adams or not? Your opinions may be different to mine. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's finish up with some good news. And this is Forest taking some money because they've been given 500,000, £500,000 for the players that went to the World Cup, which is very well welcomed income into Nottingham Forest. Now, that wasn't actually too bad because the highest paid club was Manchester City, who received about 3.5 million. So Forest have held their water well in this one and take $500,000 for the players that went out. And I'm not going to sit here and list them. We know there was plenty that did go out. So all this income is very, very valuable for Nottingham Forest. But with that said, that brings you up to date on your latest Nottingham Forest transfer news. As this transfer window is starting to bubble up nicely, keep your notifications on because we will bring you any stories, especially the big ones, as they do break. If it means an extra video or an extra 3 videos a day, so be it. We're here to do that. If you've enjoyed the video and you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And hurry up, I'm telling you there's only a few more tickets left for the barbecue. Make sure you go and grab them. The link is pinned in the comments down below and in the description. And come on, you Reds.